I'm here with Demi Palecek, who is a candidate for the state house in Illinois. And you are kind of sitting mostly as like you're in a safe blue district. You had your hard fight in the primary and are kind of looking forward to November.
Yeah. I mean, our biggest fight in almost all of Illinois is a primary. So you kind of just wait and start learning for that whole year until you can go to your next election.
Yep. And you are in D.C. You were arrested yesterday.
Yes.
They put you in cuffs. Mm-hmm. Talk to me why that was. Why were you arrested?
I am in the military. I am in the National Guard. This is actually my 15th year in the military. And I do not agree with what is going on to our country, what is happening in our military and what our military is being used for. It's not what I signed up for. It's not what our Constitution is. It's not the oath I took. So me and a bunch of other military members or veterans, we have tried to talk to Pete Hegseth and Mike Johnson, and they are not responding. And so we had to protest. And so we did a peaceful protest in the Rotunda, and the Capitol Police arrested us instead.
We will play the footage too, obviously. But tell me, what was it like? Who was there? I would say too, like, looks like there were a bunch of folks in all ages. Like, who were you kind of surrounded by? Who tell us, kind of set the scene for us of what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of military members, you're kind of groomed and bred to like never speak out and just do what you're told. And I think when it just gets too much, that's when everyone like panics, like, what do? We have to save the country. That's like what I've always wanted to do, is protect my country. So I've never seen this group of people. We are from all over the country that we flew here. We were part of About Face. And yeah, they were just veterans or military members who every age, every religion, every ethnicity. We had a lot of people who were disabled from them being in war many years ago or a couple of years ago, honestly. And
like showing the real cost.
Yes. And that's what, they don't want younger people to have to go through what they did.
Especially as they're cutting VA services.
Oh my God. What VA services now?
Right. Exactly. So you guys, and you knew, right, that like protesting there, that there's a risk that they might put you in zip ties. That's obviously a pretty scary thing, but you felt like it was worth it to be there and speak out.
I think right now, when I was younger, learning about Germany in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, I remember being little and being like, I would have done everything I could for those people. And it looks so much like that now. And so I'm not going to stop. I knew I could get arrested. I know I can get in trouble, but at this point, like, we need people who will actually fight for us and actually speak out. And to see, the elderly there with their walkers and wheelchairs, how can you go against that and not listen, and how many wives were there or spouses were there? How many mothers were there that are like, I don't know where my family member is and I'm scared and we don't want this. They didn't want this.
Yep.
And like you said, like they're under this administration, we are losing so many benefits. And I say they call them benefits, but they're owed to us.
Yeah. It's basic things.
It's why we signed up. They're not paying for student loans right now. They're not paying for health care. People are losing their houses.
And I've seen too, I mean, I'm sure you're tapped into this, of like even looking at some of the service members who have been deployed, who are in the region, feeding them garbage.
We're always fed garbage.
It is remarkable to me that this administration is so cynical and callous, and that they feel like they have such power that nobody would dare speak up against them. And I think what we're seeing, obviously, from your protest yesterday and all over the country, is that people are pissed off. They don't want this war. And I think it's remarkable to have service members be at the front of that protest, right? It is not just peace activists or kind of traditionally the people that we'd see against war. It is a lot of service members who are saying, like, I didn't sign up for this. Why are we doing this? Like, great question. Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Pete Hegseth can't answer it. Donald Trump can't answer it. But this is obviously not the first time that you have spoken up as a member of the National Guard. Talk to me about another time that you've kind of gone up against this administration and asked some tough questions.
Yeah, well, the military uses, I'm half Mexican, And so obviously my family is also Mexican. And a lot of my soldiers are Hispanic, Mexican, Latino. And the military uses that community as a recruiting tool. And we'll promise papers, we'll promise visas, we'll promise whatever if we fight for this country. And this administration tried to get us to fight our own families and community. And I said no.
Like right in your backyard. You're talking about
in
ICE,
Chicago.
ICE being present. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've had a detention center in Chicago for a while, which we've been trying to get shut down, get it kicked out of there. We don't want it.
And so they called in the guard, right? They said, we need more hands on deck. We need more people out in the streets, literally facing off against your community members, your future constituents. And so when you got those orders, you said, no way, right?
So I didn't get the orders because he was trying to give it to us. And Pritzker, thankfully, our governor, is...
That's what we need Democrats to do, though. That's a perfect example of don't just obey in advance and say, sure, come on in.
Yeah. And every time I see the governor, I'm like, hi, I'm Demi. And he's like, I know, Demi. And I'm like, okay, I just need your help because now I'm in trouble. And he's like, for what? And I'm like, the military.
You're like, more good trouble? More good trouble and doing my part.
And he's never mad. He's just like, but that's the law. You're standing up for the law. And I'm like, I know. So he has our back, my back. So I'm grateful for him.
Publicly, on behalf of maybe the other states, we know here in D.C., we see National Guard on every corner.
I saw them yesterday. All of them sitting down. Insane.
So you spoke out and said, why are we doing this? Why are you using, your fellow soldiers who are in the guard? Why are you guys being used as essentially political pawns?
Yeah, I was
against your own people, against your own communities.
I was on News Nation. I did not know it was not that of a safe space when I went
but I mean, to go toe to toe on that program too and call out some of this BS is important.
Yeah, and so she was like, "Well, you're going to deny what the president tells you," and I was like, yes. What do you mean? Yes, everyone should. And I mean, how many soldiers have called me sobbing, their family sobbing? How many messages my Instagram gets saying thank you? The only people mad are super MAGA. And they're going to be hateful anyways.
I assume some of those people who are MAGA in your DMs aren't service members.
No, none of them.
Haven't served.
No.
Don't have family who are serving.
No. So enlist then if you care that much.
To follow the orders, right.
Then you go follow.
Yeah, and to go back to your point too about you want to be of service for the country, for the better ideals of this country, and for the president to make a mockery of that as the commander in chief and essentially weaponize the National Guard, certain members of the service as his kind of personal army in a way to fight these political battles, not for the betterment of the country, not to lower prices, not to make life better, but just for his own truth social posts is unbelievably corrupt and criminal in a lot of ways, especially when we look at this war. I mean, it's crazy. And I will say too, obviously Leaders We Deserve is so proud to endorse you, knowing that you had that track record of speaking up when it was tough. And another thing that we loved looking at you, and I think this comes across in all ways about your service, is that you campaign a little bit differently. You really leaned into mutual aid. For people who don't know what mutual aid is, never heard the phrase, what does that mean? Tell us about your campaign. Tell us about that component of what you did.
I ran for office before, and I was like, I thought it was selfish, right? I think the whole thing is very narcissistic. Yeah, your name is everywhere. Why are we all wearing my name on? I don't like it. And then we're going to, make sure we have enough money for this T-shirt and this. And then there's people who are unhoused on my corner and they don't have any money for food. And I was just like, we can do both, can't we? So my first election, I didn't win. And this one was a game changer. So different field, different everything. But I swore that everything I do, I want to make sure that my community is included and protected. And there are no gates of keeping anyone out. So, I mean, mutual aid to me, any event I do or just random ideas I have, I'm going to go do them. And my team is like, we're tired. I'm like, but it's a cute, fun idea. And the neighbors love it. And they do love it. So my favorite thing is Sandwich for Solidarity, which David has come to before. Basically, I fundraise low dollars and then I go to Costco and we get together as a community. When I first started, I had 8 volunteers. After everything's been going on, we had almost 200 volunteers 2 months before the election. Yeah. and I had to find other things for everyone to do. And so it's like evolving into like a whole day thing. But basically we come together and make sandwich packs for neighbors. And we've also had to add in rapid response to bring them to people who are in hiding and can't work and their kids.
They're scared to open the door where
Absolutely.
they can't go to the grocery store because ICE is on their corner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, then, running for office, you find other issues in your community. And then I don't like to sleep. So like, what else can we do? So I found out that seniors who are in assisted living have about $30 to $52 to survive on after they've paid for like their housing. So that's covering toilet paper, soap, medicine.
Anybody who's gone to the grocery store recently, it's like when I'm out of conditioner and olive oil at the same time, it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
pulling from savings now.
Yeah.
Like, cool. So especially for them, and like, if it's the last couple of years of your life, like that's how we're going to leave them to live. Like, I can't do it. Her name is Miss Martha. I met her in one of the senior homes, and basically everyone saves $1 or tries to save $1 that month and gives it to her. And she's been hiding like kitchen utensils under her bed, and she'll go buy everyone catfish and she'll fry it. And that's what they look forward to every month. And I was just like sobbing. That's not okay. So
to think about a generation of people who, we were talking about service, we're talking about serving your country. So many people who have done so much for the country have lived through so much, and then to your point, in the final years, what we have to offer them is like no dignity.
Yeah.
No dignity, no respect, no assistance, and no one to even listen to hear out how painful that is too.
Right.
I think that's probably part of it too, is actually going and speaking to people who are not usually spoken to, who are normally people avert their eyes, or they're not having a conversation with, or they're not meeting on a human level. I mean, that's such a huge part of this, is if you really believe in an inclusive politics, in a world in which we all get treated with that respect and dignity, like those conversations and reaching out to people is kind of the first step. And the 200 people you mentioned too, I mean, for people who don't know, like that is a big number for campaigns. Sometimes that's a big number for a congressional campaign, let alone state ledge, which you're running for. Talk to me about like those volunteer members. Like, are they in community together now? Are they building relationships? Are they kind of meeting people in real life that they maybe would have never met if they were just kind of like tweeting through it?
I got a little overwhelmed with how many people came. So one group was making sandwiches, and I had another group making whistle kits to send to everyone who needs them all over the country at this point. Then we had another station to write cards to seniors, and we had another station of folding and organizing clothes for people who need that. And I was like, what else do you guys like? Like, what else is important to you? Reproductive rights. What else can we do? And I'm like, bring it to us, and I will continue this every month or bi-weekly, whatever we need. And we can add more components on how we can just be making this a better world, because that's what we deserve. My district is known for mental health issues and food insecurities. We have a housing crisis, obviously. Everything is so expensive. I mean, it's not going to get better, unfortunately, with this administration. So as a community, we have to take care of each other and be looking out for each other.
Yeah. And I think that's such a beautiful example of the idea that we hear from incumbents a lot of the time. I'm in the minority. What can I do? Or this term hasn't started yet. Or, well, this doesn't really make sense. This kind of idea that your whole job as a representative is just to show up, vote, go home. That's it. And what's so remarkable, I think, about you, we just spoke to Akbar, about a lot of our candidates, is completely changing that up of what do our politicians owe us? And the answer, I think, is they owe us a lot. They owe us a hell of a lot. And so talk to us, like, you obviously kind of sitting, since you won your primary, which was a really tough fight, you are gearing up to kind of be sworn into office, to get ready to serve. How are you continuing some of that mutual aid? And would love to talk to you too about what kind of your first priorities are going to be the second that you're in office.
I just left the Capitol, and I had voice issues, and I'm not going to say the representative we were with, but I had voice issues, with ICE. Like, what else are we doing? Like, what else do we do? I need a light at the end of the tunnel. Everyone does right now. Like, it is scary, right? What are you doing? Yep. And their excuse was, well, we're in the minority. And I was like, woof. what are you
Yes.
doing in your district then? Like,
Yes.
do you have community services set up? Do you have whatever set up? Anything. Give me a bone, please.
Yep.
Nothing. And like, that's my biggest issue. So, I mean, I have not taken office yet. My primary was a fight. So, unfortunately, my team and I don't, like I said, don't sleep. Like, we love to be doing things. We already did a ears and tails like event for the community. So like if children didn't have a place to go for an Easter egg hunt, we did it with them. We brought the bunny. We did it for animals too.
Yeah.
I just love pets. We are also going to be doing a clothing drive, like a recycled clothing drive. And so it'll be like not only prom dresses, like normal attire, but also like resume attire to go, you know what I mean? Or just to go feel good and look good. Like everyone deserves that. And yeah, I mean, my brand is like obnoxiously creative. So
No, we love creativity here. And I think, like we were just saying, someone like Zoran, right? I think where he shines and where you shine and some of our other candidates here at Leaders We Deserve shine is in the creativity, in the idea that we don't have to just keep doing things the way that we've been doing them, which is inadequate. Saying, oh, we're not in the minority. Inadequate. Like nothing we can do. There are so many creative ways that politicians and members of service can actually be of service to the community. And the more creative, the better. And I just love like watching your campaign too, and every new thing. It's like, and even something, you know, if you're watching this, it's like, oh, an Easter egg. What does that really do? It brings people together. Like we have such a vacancy of community across the country, and I think a lot of people don't see that for the big problem that it is. And so the more that we create community, the more that we reach out to everyone, I think the better just for all of us as people, but also as the party. Like, talk to us. Are people ever surprised when you meet them, when you tell them you're running for office at these events? Are people ever like, I've never seen something like this? Like, you're the first politician who's talked to me about X, Y, or Z.
I hear that I'm so unique and quirky all the time. But I just promised myself I would run as myself and unapologetically. And I think that we haven't seen that in however long, I don't know when, right? I cuss. I'm not
To that here, yes.
I am not polished. I have tattoos. What else? I bring my dog with me. Like I make him a part of the campaign, you know, just like I'm a normal person. I'm a normal, you know, I am my district very much. I'm working class. I'm not from money or you know, I wish I was a Nepo baby, but how nice. But I think that we need to see more normal people actually fighting for us. And that's just how I wanted to run. And everyone didn't think I was real because I was like a normal person.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people come to me like, how do you be authentic? And I'm like,
you're going to have to ask yourself that question.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
So,
For you sitting here too, being like, oh, I'm quirky, we're doing this. Like, again, you were just arrested. You were put in handcuffs in the United States Capitol, right? Like, you have stood up to Trump. Part of this too is like, you can do both. That's who you are, right? Like, you both have all these creative ideas and are quirky and are meeting people where they are and are so approachable. And also, you know when it's time to stand up and to fight back, which I think is so important. Like, you can in fact do both.
right. And I think that's what people want to see. Well, I'm a Gemini, so I do both. Okay. And if you don't know what a Gemini is, it's like very
Happy
much.
almost birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I actually told David and James actually about my theme I wanted. It was either butter theme or tahine theme because I'm Mexican, and they
What
were
did you
like
land on?
tahine.
Okay, good call.
And they were just like, I sent them the mood board because they did not understand. But like, we know politics are in everything we do, from going on a run to what we wear to what we can, you know, if we have to take out savings for a piece of cheese, you know. Why it doesn't need to be so miserable with everything so dark.
Yes.
We have to find
looking for light. They are looking for hope. Like, I think this idea too of like Hope Corps coming back, it really is. It's like, I need the politicians that I support and the leaders who are supposed to be my leaders. Like, I need them to know in their core that they are fighting for better days. I do not want to vote for someone who looks me in the eye and tells me nothing I can do. and the best is probably in the past. Like, that's a crazy thing to say to someone.
3 representatives right now in Congress in the last 3-4 months when we're like panicked, what do we do? Whatever. We're like, vote in the next election. If you do that one more time, I'm going to make sure you're primaried. I cannot handle it.
Well, it's also like we are voting, right? I think there's this thing too about younger voters have been turning out, right? Like are voting,
are doing their homework,
and of all ages,
Yeah.
like not just young people. And the idea that we would just look at them and say that deadpan. And it's also like, to your point too, there is this idea when you look at history and when you look at some of our darkest days, both in Germany or in this country, certainly, like looking at protests for the civil rights movement, looking at protests against slavery, like we've got a whole slew of examples to look at here. But you say to yourself, I would be different. I would be the one who is fighting back. And it is fascinating to see and sad to see that I think sometimes our elected officials, it doesn't even seem like they're trying to be those people, to try and be those heroes, to try and stand back. It is actually, I think, much more to your point, regular people who are doing the massive work of being at, you know, something as small as like a No Kings protest, right? Who people have never protested in their life, who are getting out, who are coming out, who are doing things like mutual aid, who are doing everything they can to fight back. It is crazy to me. Like, if you have power in this country, if you are an elected representative, like, you better get your ass up and you better fight back.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see all hands on deck because I'm
Yes.
tired of you sitting in that chair. We're going to get you out because what are you doing? And stop selling out. Stop going in and saying, I think that everyone is over like the milquetoast, same suit and same lies. Like, we deserve better and we know that. And we're not going to just sit down anymore.
100%.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's what we need to keep doing. And I think like the, you know, do nothing Dems, like definitely them, you know, we're going to start primarying all of you.
Yeah.
Because
we are certainly doing our part. So we were so excited, obviously, to join your incredible campaign and to be a partner in your race. Talk to us a little bit for folks who are listening, supporters of Leaders We Deserve. How are we helpful? Did it make the difference? Tell us about how, like, because it really is for us, it's like 250,000 individual donors. Like, speak to them right now. How are we helpful? How did their money, their support go towards you and your campaign?
It makes my eyes water because money is so hard in politics. And it's definitely like what we want to see in politics. Like, we weren't bred into it. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm working class. Like, I've been working since 14, washing dishes to help my family make it. I would never be elected otherwise. So every volunteer or every donation from anyone from Leaders We Deserve is so insanely helpful to where, like, I have a class of students in Chicago. I just knocked on their door and then I got close with the mom and the little girls heard, we had a house party and the little girls were listening. And that night the little girl was like, I did 3 more chores. Can that money go to Leaders We Deserve? And like, that was like right before the election, started sobbing. I'm like, that kids already are like, you know what I mean? I would not have won if it wasn't for Leaders We Deserve. I was an underdog. Meta was against me. DraftKings was
Big money
against me.
came in
Yes.
huge against you.
I believe in housing. I believe that we should be able to live live somewhere that we can afford. So they came against me because
you had the whole, everyone who had the big money to throw in was like, we don't like Demi.
Yeah.
And we were beyond excited to be able to fight back against that and help you fight back against that. And we hope to exist in a world where none of us get to throw around big checks and big money, and we don't have to fight back against DraftKings or whoever is going to throw in money to try and sway these primaries. But like, it's the moment we're in now. And so we were beyond excited to help you fight back against the big trench coat of bad actors who were like coming in and like throwing whatever they could at the race. And yeah, it was all thanks to our supporters who believe in you and believe in the campaign and want to see change, want to see creativity, want to see people do something different. So thank you so much. And thank you for continuing to stand up. I mean, literally the fact that you were in handcuffs yesterday and now you're sitting here today talking with us, it is just, we couldn't be prouder to have backed you in that race and can't wait for you to be sworn in.
No, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for you and David and James, your whole team, and every donation, every person who believes in Leaders We Deserve, or myself. Like, thank you to everyone, because it is truly life-changing. It was campaign changing, and that means now we'll be able to make a difference for a lot of people.
Let's go. Okay, thank you so much, Demi.
Thank you.